Hello everyone, Gus from Askewed Reviews. And since it's Friday, I'm doing a new episode of FearPix Friday, which if you don't know what this is, another group that I'm a part of called Cinema Society Saturday, where we review horror films, we have been partners for a little while now with a company called FearPix. FearPix is an app that allows you to watch streaming options for horror, true crime, and suspense and thriller films. Now, if you're a big fan of independent cinema, FearPix is the way to go, mainly due to the fact that all of the films and shorts that appear on there are in fact independent movies. So you may be asking yourselves at this point, so Gus, how do I watch FearPix? Well, currently it is an app that you can watch on a phone, on a tablet, or even going direct to the website, but they are working on other streaming options as well. Now, the base model of FearPix is free, but you do also have the option of doing $3 per month or $20 per year, where you no longer have ads and you can help join in on the actual community options where you can chat with other people who love horror movies, talk with other members of Cinema Society Saturday, and in general, meet and connect with people who are making these films. Now, whether you decide to go monthly or yearly, when you sign up, go ahead and use my promo code ASKWD. Now, there's no additional amount off for using this, but by using that code, it really is going to help show FearPix how much of a connection FearPix and Cinema Society Saturday have and how well that relationship is going. Also, the biggest benefit by going with one of the paid subscriptions, 50% of all the proceeds goes right back to the filmmakers, writers, everyone else that's involved in making the movies that show up on the app. So, enough with the app itself. Let's go back to what movie I'm actually reviewing for FearPix Friday today. So, I actually chose a FearPix original called Stairwell from 2025. It is directed and written by Cy Wayne McManus. Now, the moment you start to watch this film, you can definitely tell this is probably one of the lower budget movies that you can find on the app. But that doesn't mean it's not worth watching. So, the concept for this story is we have our main character of Richard, and that's this guy right over here. Now, Richard and a couple of other people come to this apartment complex and are looking to actually move in soon, if not pretty much immediately. So, once the landlord shows up, he shows Richard and the others the potential apartments that they could choose from, and it looks like all three of them are interested in moving in. Now, the place itself does not look too bad, but there are a couple of glaring issues. Number one being the fact that the landlord will only accept cash and he wants it upfront. Now, for some reason, everyone's totally fine with that when they move in. Another issue that Richard soon discovers is that on the premises are a couple of guard dogs because some people have been known to be roaming around the area and potentially breaking into some of these places. So the landlord has these guard dogs to make sure that no one can get in. Now, once Richard and the others have officially moved in, one of the biggest things that they're aware of is only specific nights can you open the doors to the stairwells and go and drop off your trash. So on trash night, Richard goes to put away his garbage and then soon discovers, as soon as he walks into the stairwell, that the door locks behind him and he cannot get back out. This is also about the time where Richard now discovers he's not the only one in the stairwell, as various other people who are living in this building have ended up there and are not being allowed out. It's a fight for survival. Some people are more willing than others to tell him about what's happening, other ones revert directly to violence depending on how long they've been stuck in there. The landlord seems to get two things out of this: the money that they gave him, and a lot of amusement as he has cameras throughout the stairwells to record everything. Now, the people that are stuck there are given food and weapons by the maintenance man who is also in charge of the dogs. So, will Richard and any of the others manage to get free from the stairwell and back out into the real world? This film reminded me a lot of a low budget version of The Platform. I don't know if you've seen that one yet, but I did enjoy that film quite a bit. This one, not so much. Mainly due to the fact that, I don't know, me personally watching it, there was a lot of times where I was like, if they just did this, they would be able to get out of this much easier. But that's just my own thought process. I don't know. There's a lot of elements to this that I thought were a bit weak. The acting also was not great. And one thing that I was confused by is I I'm pretty certain this was originally recorded in a different language because it feels very dubbed, but I will give them credit on this. The voices that were used, if this was dubbed, feel correct. Like they feel like they go with the right person. Now, if this wasn't dubbed, I feel like there may have just been an audio issue and maybe they had to re-record their lines, but it just seemed a little weird or off. So, at least for me on my scale, I'm going to give Stairwell a 2 out of 5. I do still recommend checking this one out for yourselves, though, because maybe you'll enjoy it much more than I did. Now, if you've already seen Stairwell, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this episode of FearPix Friday. I will try as much as I can to do these each and every Friday, but sometimes there is going to be a little bit of a gap here and there. But in the meantime, until my next Fear Picks Friday, please make sure and go and sign up for either the monthly or annual option so you can join in on all of the fun and be part of the community. And like I said, go ahead and use my code of ASKWD so you can really help out that relationship between Cinema Society Saturday and Fear Picks.